Casey's Audio Vault.
Sebastian Bach.
December 2nd, 2009.
Hey.
Hey, Sebastian, how's it going?
All right, how's it going?
I'm great.
Excellent, man. I can't wait to come back to Winnipeg.
You and Guns N' Roses kicking off the Canadian tour here in Winnipeg.
You know it. We got to start at the top.
Well, I was just reading your blog entry, and you were just going off on how excited you are.
Well, we just played in Winnipeg in 2006 with Guns N' Roses, and it was completely sold out, and I have the concert pro shot video. I actually did a DVD called Road Rage, which has, I think 2 songs from Winnipeg. So if anybody's listening to this, you should get the DVD because you're probably in it.
Well, but before you do this Canadian tour with Guns N' Roses, aren't you headed to the other side of the world before Christmas? Where are you going next?
Yes. Next week we leave for Europe, where I'm playing in Helsinki, Finland with Alice Cooper, and headlining in Finland and Hungary and Italy. And then we end on December 21st in Moscow, Russia. And the night before, we're in Rome, Italy. And I just can't believe that 20 years after I started rocking, I'm playing the biggest stages in the world. At my age, it's incredible. I'm definitely a lucky dude,
Is it a pretty packed tour? Are you going to get a chance to check out all these cool cities anytime during the day for you?
Well, I'm not quite in Axl Rose's tax bracket. I mean, the more days off you take on the road, the less you come home with at the end of the whole thing, is just the truth of the matter. So we play pretty much every night in my band. In Canada, I think the night after Winnipeg, we're playing in Lloydminster at the Cooler. We're headlining. I don't know where that is, but let's go. And I know in Canada we're doing 6 cities in 6 nights. The agent calls me up every tour and they say, Sebastian, how many nights in a row can you go? And I say, bring it. Because I have a freaky voice, and I've done a bunch of Broadway shows. I've starred in 4 Broadway shows, and what I learned on Broadway is that my voice was the strongest on the 6th night.
You just warming up the other nights.
Well, I sing in a style that doesn't strain my voice, and I warm up every single time I sing in public. Like, I'm in the studio right now today, actually. When I'm in the studio, I don't warm up my pipes because I'm concentrating on lyrics and melodies, but when I go on stage, my voice is like an engine, and I get it revved up and hot. But when I step out there, I've already been singing, a good part of the afternoon, so look out.
Do you when you warm up, do you sing your own songs, or do you have no?
No. I have an Italian opera tape. It's called Bella Canto. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Bella Canto or Bella Canto Scales, which is Italian. Back when I joined Skid Row in 1987, John Bon Jovi sent me to his vocal coach, who's a guy by the name of Don Lawrence in New York City, and he's worked with Freddie Mercury and everything. And right now, he's working with Lady Gaga, who actually thanked him, my vocal coach, on stage at one of the awards she accepted. And Don is the best, man. I mean, I think Lady Gaga sings incredible. And Axl was actually sick one time in Manhattan, and he calls me, goes, dude, I'm sick. And I go, and I sent over this guy, Don Lawrence, and he had him wailing, just wailing at the top of his lungs, wailing like Van Halen. So, you got to give credit where credit's due. This vocal instructor taught me how to sing properly and scream without hurting my voice. So,
do you still have family in Ontario? Are you headed there for the holidays?
I do have family in Ontario, but my dad was an artist named David Burke, who passed away in 2002. We were from Peterborough, Ontario, and it's just really weird for me to walk around the streets of Peterborough with him not there. It's like a horror movie or something. I don't know, maybe someday I don't know, dude. It's just like it feels like he's in the streets. So I have to be really ready to go back there. But I do have lots of family in Toronto, in Ontario. Yes, I do.
What are some of the memories from growing up in Ontario? Were you a hockey player, a lot of bush parties, that kind of thing?
Well, have you seen that show, The Trailer Park Boys?
I have seen you in the Trailer Park Boys, definitely.
That's kind of like my childhood. Not really. Not really, but I mean the same sense of humor, definitely. My brother was a famous in the NHL. My little brother, who's a lot bigger than me, so I guess he's not really my little brother, but his name's Zach Burke, and he played goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Phoenix Coyotes, and he's actually teaching goal right now. He's not in the league anymore from an injury, but I started singing in rock bands when I was 14 years old. It was my first gig. I'm a real downhill skier, but I'm more of a skier than a hockey guy.
Well, you've had a pretty long relationship with Axl Rose. I guess he's a pretty good good friend to have on your side.
Yep. First time we played together was the Use Your Illusion tour in Winnipeg and all across the world in 1991. And here we are 20 years later, 19 years later, and we're playing the same rooms.
Yeah.
Except for I left those other 4 guys at home. Sorry. So did me. I forgot. We both did. Only he got the name and I didn't. Whatever. We both got the pipes, man. There you go. But anyways, I've known him for a long time, and he's always been so gracious to me and helped my career out in ways that I can't even imagine. Like my new record, Angel Down, he sings 3 songs with me on it. Back in the Saddle, Stuck Inside, Love is a Bitch Slap. Hopefully he can play one of those. And that's an incredible thing. And then, I sang a song on Chinese Democracy called Sorry. And that freaks me out that, I'll say to Axl, do you want to sing on my album? Like, joking around. He's like, when? What time? Where? And I'm like, really? Like, you do? You want to sing on my album? Like, wow. I mean, I just try to make great music, and if you've got a chance to have Axl Rose's voice as an instrument, I'm saying, yeah, dude, come on, let's get that on the song.
Well, some people might think this tour is like exactly a year late. Chinese Democracy came out last fall, and most of the world were anticipating a tour.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know any background information? How come it took a year?
Well, I mean, Axl Rose being late is kind of, that's like kind of saying, he's definitely known for being late. He does things on his own time schedule.
Yep.
I can't answer what happened or why. All I know is that he's an artist that is really focused and concentrated on making his music and going on tour, and he does it in his own time frame. People said 17 years for Chinese Democracy. Why did it take so long? It's his art. It's not anybody else's. I mean, you can't tell somebody, hurry up and make your art. Like it's like, who knows how long it takes for people to do certain things. Everybody's different. And basically from Axl, he does things when he's good and ready to do it, You
mentioned a Back in the Saddle cover. With Aerosmith maybe touring without Steven Tyler, if they gave you a phone call, what would you say?
Well, they already did, actually. Not all of them, but when Back in the Saddle came out, a year later after that, I got a call at my home from Joey Kramer from Aerosmith, and I thought I was in trouble, like he wanted money, like it's like I go, why is Joey Kramer calling me? Oh my God, I think I probably owed some cash from Back in the Saddle. So I swear, that's what I thought he was calling me for. So I didn't call him right back, like right away. So, but then I go, oh my God, you got to call him back, man. It's Joey Kramer. I called him back, and he just called to say how much he loved it and that it was amazing. And that he thought we did a great job. And his exact word, I go, what do you think? He goes, it was excellent, And I guess I can say this now because it's a while ago. I wasn't supposed to talk about it, but it's not happening. At that time, Joey was trying to put together like a super group, if you want to use that word, with me and two other very well-known musicians. I don't want to say who really. It was Joey Kramer's thing. And I said, yeah, I'll do it, dude. This was about a year ago. Then it just never happened. But I think after this interview, I'm going to call Joey again.
So you'd make some time for Aerosmith then.
Well, I love Aerosmith, and I love Aerosmith music. There's only one Steven Tyler. Like, everybody's born with the voices that they have in their throat. You can learn how to sing, but if you don't have those muscles, or if you can't really hold a tune, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to kind of be born knowing how to sing a little bit. And if somebody said to me, could you sing for Aerosmith? If you're just asking, could I hit those notes? I would say yes. I can hit the notes, and I think there's probably a short list of people that can say, yeah, I can hit those notes. So I don't know who they got, but those are some tough notes.
Yeah, those are big shoes to fill.
Big screams, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you better get ready for the middle part of Dream On. When that big scream's coming up, you better get a big, big breath. Come on, how long can you swim underwater, dude?
So, Sebastian, we'll be looking out for you and Guns N' Roses January 13th at MTS Center. We're going to keep an eye out for the Road Rage DVD.
Yeah, and you can actually get it on my website, SebastianBach.com. And there's, I think, 2 or 3 songs from Winnipeg live, 2006 tour, and it came out amazing. It's really, really good footage.
Do you have 2 albums coming out next year? I was reading online you've got a country and a rock album?
Well, the rock is taking over, brother. I did record a lot of quote-unquote country music. I mean, when you say that, people get a weird image. My kind of country is like Neil Young, Old Man, Take a Look at My Life, I'm a Lot Like You, which, you know, might not be even considered country, or the Eagles, you know, Take It Easy, and I like Sly Guitar, Allman Brothers, like, that might not be considered country, but that stuff's not, it's not coming out anytime soon. It exists, but the rock and roll is coming out before that, because I've got about 14 new songs with my band. I've got a song with John 5 from Rob Zombie that's completed. That's probably going to be the first single. Some songs with Jamie Josta from Hatebreed. Some songs with my new guitar player, Nick Sterling. We're looking to get into the studio in March.
Sebastian Bach, thank you so much for coming on the Rock Report today.
Thanks, man. I can't wait to see you in Winnipeg.
All right, January 13th, we'll be there.
All right, buddy. Great talking to you.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.